Hey guys, it's Martin from Voyager Projects again. I want to welcome you to episode 6 of Martin's Rhythm Method. In this episode we're going to be looking at moving tones within chords and how you can make a melodic device just from doing that within chords and while playing a rhythm part. It's a vile day here in Staffordshire. It's throwing it down with rain, it's dark, so what better weather to stay in and play the guitar. Okay, before we begin, I just want to encourage you and sort of reinforce really the importance of having a broad knowledge of chords and particularly a broad knowledge of where notes are on the fingerboard. You may come across a chord that has D over F sharp, and if you don't know where the F sharp is, it's part of the chord, but in that case it's the key note in that inversion of the chord. It would usually be the lowest note. If you're a traditional thumb over the neck player, then you could play that D and then play the F sharp with your thumb, which would work fine. But some altered chords aren't as easy to find, and to play with your thumb. So knowing, let's say we had a B over D sharp, so your B chord would be A-shaped bar at the 2nd fret. But if you wanted the D sharp, which is the 3rd in the bass, you'd need to play that on the 6th fret of the A string. So then you'd need to be able to shift your thinking and your mindset from playing your B that way to still barring the same 3 strings, but that way, with the D sharp in the bass. And that's really, if you could think of it as a G-shaped bar chord, but G-shaped bar chords aren't easy to play. It's not something you do very often. Okay, and where would that come in? Well, it may be that you've already got a part written that's got chords that move, say you're moving from a C sharp minor to an E major, and it goes C sharp minor, B, E, let's say. Now you could go down to a standard B chord, which would work in some contexts, but sometimes you may want to make the feel of it move upwards, in which case if you then throw in, if you happen to know, as you do now because I've just shown you, that a B with a D sharp in the bass is found at the 4th position, then okay, and I would say, if you don't already know your bar chords, not just your A and your E shapes, but know where your G-shaped bar chord is, even if you can't play all of them. Know how you'd find a C shape. In that case, the E I was playing was a C shape, so that would be, it's a bit of a stretch with the little finger, but being able to use different inversions of the same chords just helps everything flow together much more smoothly. Okay, so moving on from there then, we're looking at moving notes within a chord pattern. This is used all the time in all kinds of music. Jazz, the chords shift around and play the melody all the time, but listen to any quieter moments in Metallica or Megadeth, they use it a lot of country music, worship music, blues, you name it, will have this happening. And what I'm talking about by this is keeping a chord shape consistent and then changing one note in it as you go through in a kind of rolling pattern. So it may be that we're just taking it's effectively a D power chord but playing it in the open position, and then all we're going to do is in this first instance, change the bass notes under it. So okay, all of a sudden that becomes more interesting. It's still reinforcing and emphasising the D tonality, but we've got a C in the bass, a B in the bass, and a G in the bass, and that would work very well. Yeah, if you were playing in G major, but there was a long held D chord, you could take the move the bass part within that. It just adds interest both to what you're playing and to the sound that you're getting from it. Another thing you can do is maybe move the middle note from within the chord. So taking the same example of just that D, A and D, you can move the fifth up to a sixth, down to a fourth, and that would sound something like this. Now in terms of technique there, I'm not doing anything particularly complicated, it's all just with the pick, just moving up and down across the strings in a fairly relaxed manner. Sound wise, I've got both pickups on Newbie, which is a Damasio D-Sonic and an Air Norton on this guitar. Call taps off, so I'm in humbucker mode. I've got my Keeley DS1 just giving me a little bit of grit on a clean sound, and I've got a circular echo that just gives a nice full sound that's great for slower playing. If I want to clean it up, I can just back the volume off and it will still have the body of the sound, but okay, now we're going to be looking at this whole thing of moving chord tones over the next few episodes because you can really do quite a lot with it. At the moment I've only looked at moving the bass note and moving the fifth, and we've looked at it in an open position. In episode 7 next week I'll look at taking it one stage further, and I'll play some examples that you may have heard on various songs that use this technique. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm going to go back to watching the hockey now. You can probably see who I'm supporting in this year's Olympics. Just to remind everyone that we're looking for 100 subscribers and then there'll be a draw and one of those subscribers will win a prize. We're up to 21, so that's one more than 2 days ago, which is brilliant, but please do keep telling your friends to check out my channel and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have fun playing and take care of yourselves.